Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and I rise to contribute to the Racing Amendment Bill 2021. Deputy Speaker, this bill seeks to amend the Racing Act 1958 to remove the prohibition of racing on Good Friday and bringing racing into line with other professional sports in Australia, such as the AFL football and the NRL Rugby League, which conduct events on Good Friday and have done so for some years. And it's been so successful that those football codes have conducted sport on Good Friday. And guess what? The sky has not fallen in. Firstly, I want to acknowledge the recent passing of a horse trainer in Jeff Cousins, who was a trainer out of Cranbourne. Jeff was a real character, and he was formerly a paramedic and has been training for a number of years, and always, when he was a paramedic on the job, would always give you a bit of a tip. Not many of his horses won, but he was a great character. Sport is an integral part of our Australian culture, and racing has a strong history in Victoria, racing's natural home turf. North Melbourne playing the Good Friday games here in Victoria, and the NRL having a Good Friday fixture since 2012 means that many families can spend time off together enjoying a shared passion. Often the enjoyment and festive atmosphere with these games flows together in a sense of community support in helping raise funds for the Good Friday Appeal, another Victorian institution. The ability for racing to occur in regional Victoria on Good Friday adds yet another fantastic event for Victoria, whilst promoting our regional areas and creating local economic benefits on a long weekend. Out of respect for the day, Racing Victoria and Country Racing Victoria have committed to these race meetings not commencing before 1 p.m, and that's the same as what happens on Anzac Day. I also believe that Greyhound Racing Victoria and Harness Racing Victoria have made the same commitment, and I want to thank the Minister for Racing for achieving that commitment from all the racing codes, and I acknowledge the member for Gippsland East in his efforts in assisting to achieve that 1 p.m. start. The benefits to help promote local tourism and support our regional communities is another way that the Andrews Labor government supports our Victorian economy. I've had the privilege to represent the Minister for Racing at an event in my own electorate at Melton Tabcorp Park for ANZCOG annual Team Teal fundraising gala. The Australia and New Zealand Gynecological Oncology Group does incredible work for ovarian cancer research through its Team Teal campaign. And I want to give a shout out to those amazing women that have survived this insidious disease and are now educating medical professionals about it. The Team Teal campaign has become an integral part of harness racing in Victoria and New Zealand. It has become a highlight seeing the colour teal splashed across Victoria harness racing tracks during the campaign every year. The Team Teal campaign is a great example of how Harness Racing Victoria contributes to the community, important social issues and improving health outcomes. It's another fantastic event that is held in my seat of Melton at Tabcorp Park, provides employment opportunity and investment in the Melton community. This Andrews Labor government has provided over $503,000 for 12 infrastructure projects and $756,000 for 24 race day attraction projects at Tabcorp Park. This is a total of $1.25 million in funding and a total of 36 projects to the value of $3.41 million. Deputy Speaker, this bill makes other technical amendments to improve the operation of the Racing Act, including removing the requirement for thoroughbred clubs to seek ministerial approval to conduct a race meeting on Anzac Day. It enables the appointment of an acting Racing Integrity Commissioner for a period of up to 3 months by the Minister. It amends the Act to remove the ministerial power to suspend a committee and appoint an administrator of a harness racing club based upon the recommendation of the Board of the Harness Racing Victoria. It enables certain power and functions of Victorian Racing Integrity Board to be delegated to its chairperson or deputy chairperson of the board. Racing Victoria, along with Country Racing Victoria, have publicly announced that following the passage of the bill, the Good Friday meeting will in the first year be conducted at the Sale Turf Club and then be rotated annually to regional venues. I am sure that the member for Gippsland East and the Shadow Minister for Racing would be pleased about this, and I'm pleased the opposition is not opposing this bill. By rotating the Good Friday meeting to regional clubs, this new feature race day will support local businesses and communities across Victoria through increased visitation on Easter long weekend. It will be another attraction for these regional towns. While it has been an extremely difficult number of years for regional tourism operations, especially those in Gippsland region off the back of the 2020 bushfires. It is hoped that events such as these can assist encourage race fans to travel to regional Victoria for next year's long weekend. Victorian regional racing clubs host some of the most iconic regional events, showcasing stunning locations. Events such as the Dunkeld Cup at the southern tip of the Grampians, or the Buchan Cup in East Gippsland, are highlights of the racing calendar and an important positive economic impact for the local tourist sector. I have attended the Dunkeld Cup, and it's a great day in a beautiful location with normally beautiful weather. No, it's one of the good locations in the state. One of the good locations, yeah. And it was a very good day the day that we went, and a very warm day the day that we went, and it was very much a festive feeling around the cup. And it's a beautiful backdrop when you see those horses run down the straight at Dunkeld. With the support of Racing Victoria and Country Racing Victoria, there is no doubt that regional clubs who host future Good Friday races will be a significant draw card for visitors to the regions across the long Easter weekend. The racing industry is one of the state's most significant industries, delivering more than $4.3 billion in economic value each year and supporting over 34,000 full-time equivalent jobs. And during COVID, this is an industry that has continued with little COVID infections, and I congratulate them on all their efforts to maintain this industry to continue and to also continue with the race meetings right around this state. A strong and vibrant racing industry is particularly key for regional Victoria, where more than 100 clubs are supported by more than 80,000 individuals who are involved in this industry either as a participant, an employee or a volunteer. And the government recognises the critical importance that our regional racing clubs have for local communities. From a 2018 report, there are almost 30,000 racing club members across regional Victoria, with more than 980,000 attendances annually to our tracks in regional Victoria alone. Not only is this sector a key employer in regional Victoria, employing more than 20,000 full-time jobs, but also as a key community hub for regional towns and centres. This can be either through the social occasion of the annual Country Cup or with clubs providing key infrastructure for their local communities. The Andrews Labor government has been a strong supporter for regional racing through the $72 million Victorian Racing Industry Fund. And this fund has provided critical funding over a number of years and was extended for a further 4 years as an election commitment in 2018. Since 2014, the government has provided more than $70 million in funding to support almost 900 projects across all 3 codes to assist with both race day attraction and infrastructure in regional Victoria. The funding support for infrastructure projects provided by the government has not only been key to supporting training and animal welfare initiatives, but also in delivering club infrastructure that is of significant community benefit to surrounding towns and regions. And what that means is that we have facilities at some of these racing clubs that local groups outside of the racing industry can use those facilities for their own benefits. The government has provided more than $41 million since 2014 to support more than $132 million worth of infrastructure projects to regionally based thoroughbred clubs. And of course, some of those examples are $300,000 to support the $4.9 million Matilda Room extension at the Warrnambool Racing Club, which is an important community asset and a centrepiece for the May Warrnambool Carnival, a significant driver for the local economy, and it's a renowned 3-day event in the southwestern district that attracts Victorians and interstaters to this great event. $57,000 to support the refurbishment and upgrade of facilities at the Menangatang Racing Club, which hosts an iconic meeting once a year in northwestern Victoria. And also $41,000 to support irrigation upgrades at another of Victoria's iconic once-a-year racetracks, and that's at the Gumbower Racing Club in northern Victoria. In my years, I have attended many regional racetracks such as Echuca, Burrumbeet, Avoca, Warrnambool, Colac, Camperdown, Wangaratta and Benalla, just to name a few. I've also attended many harness racing tracks and also quite a few greyhound racing tracks throughout the state. Yes, I do love my punting. These were very social days, and it was great to be out and contribute to regional communities. And it's more than just race meetings. It's a real festive atmosphere, and it's great to see the local communities attend these race meetings. I'm excited to see another fantastic event added to Victoria's long list. I think regional racing on Good Friday will be successful, as has the football and rugby, and I support the bill and commend the bill to the House.